Greetings, Lucky Legends. My name is Lucky, this is Lucky Lad TV. I'm your host for this video, and today we are joined by a very cool guy, an interviewer himself, and somebody who I've really been looking forward to having here on this series because I think he'll show you guys, like, I think he'll definitely be teaching me a couple things about how to properly conduct an interview, but, you know, without any further ado, introduce yourself.
What's up, interweb? RhyQuinn here. I'm really excited to actually be on this, like you said, because it's going to be different for me to be interviewed rather than interviewer.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Gonna be good.
For those of you who do not know, RhyQuinn does the majority, if not all, of the interviews for the GBA. The GBA, of course, you know, the Global Battle Association that I'm one of the writers for. And RhyQuinn does the interviews, like he interviews the coaches, and those are what go up on the GBA's actual YouTube channel. So, of course, a link to that, as well as, you know, any other links that my buddy here asked me to put up, those will all be in the description down below. You'll be able to find all of them. Of course, you know, RhyQuinn's Twitter and YouTube will be there, of course. And probably the GBA Twitter and GBA YouTube as well. But other than that, the first question is, it's a very standard question that I ask a lot of people that I interview, is the origin of your name.
Ooh, origin of my name. Okay. This one's kind of like, I don't really have like a big story behind it or anything. It's pretty simple, but it was like, initially I wanted to think of a Pokemon mascot to have, and I wanted to be different. I didn't go with like automatically with like my favorite Pokemon, otherwise that would have been Aggron. But I wanted to go with something that I knew no one had, because I always like to be different from other people. I was looking around on some YouTube channel and stuff. I couldn't see anyone with a Rhyperia, and I was like, I kind of like Rhyperia. He's pretty cool. Let's go with Rhyperia. And then I was like, how can I incorporate Rhyperia into something to do with YouTube or something like that? And I was like, Rhy. Why don't I have Rhy something? I have Rhy something. And then I tossed around a load of names relating to my actual name, and I landed on RhyQuinn because Quinn is the first half of my surname. So it was, I initially did like Rhy Pete because my first name's Pete. So I was like Rhy Pete, and I was like, that doesn't sound very good.
Rhy Pete's not.
Yeah, I was like,
not the same.
I'm not feeling that one.
Of course, the remainder of your surname is, you know, completely irrelevant. No one needs to know that. Most people try and hide their first name for a while, and it always ends up getting out. And I'm just like, just don't bother. Yeah, don't bother. People are gonna figure it out because somebody's gonna slip up and say it in the middle of a video, and you're gonna be like, oh, I forgot to edit that out. Exactly. Or if you're me, it's your IGN because you haven't updated your game yet.
That was a thing initially for me as well. Yeah. When I was on X and Y, I was Pete on X and Y, because when I even got X and Y, I hadn't even started YouTube when I first originally got X and Y. But in Omega Ruby, I was RhyQuinn. But when I started doing game stuff on X and Y, I was still Pete. So everyone already knew it anyway. So what's the point in hiding it anymore?
Well, for me, it's like when I got Oris, I hadn't started YouTube either, and I'm like, well, my name's Jacob. My IGN should be Jacob, shouldn't it? It makes sense. So that was my IGN, and it was actually really funny because I was trying to have a Wi-Fi battle with one of my friends, and they kept rejecting it, and I'm like, why do you keep rejecting it? And they're like, what are you talking about? You haven't sent the invite yet. This guy Jacob just keeps spamming invites. And I'm like, that's me!
You would have thought they'd have put two and two together, but...
Yeah, they would have been like, why is this Jacob kid spamming so many invites when Lucky's supposed to be sending me one? And I'm like, gee, I wonder.
Come on now.
But it was one of those. You, of course, live in the UK.
I do.
I'm curious, are you going to EGX?
I am. Yes, I am going to EGX, and I'm so very excited about it.
Did you get a media pass or anything like that?
I did not. I applied for one, but they didn't accept me. When I passed.
Shame.
I know. Screw those guys. No, but
I mean, think about it. You're the interviewer for a YouTube channel. One of the people involved in that YouTube channel having 275,000 subscribers, a certain penguin of an inordinate height.
Yeah.
And they're just like, oh no, he's clearly not media.
To be fair though, when I actually had to apply for a press pass, GBA, I don't think.
Was it not
maybe?
in season yet?
I'm not sure if season 3 had finished or not. I can't remember.
Because I know that you have to apply for those things like way far in advance.
It was way back. It was. I think it might have been like
I was
February time or something, March maybe.
Yeah, because I remember I was thinking of. I was gonna try and go to PAX Prime and get a media pass for that because the advantage that I have is that I am not a media major. I'm a journalism major at university. So they guarantee you a media pass. They don't give you like they don't give you a YouTube media pass. They give you like a regular one, which isn't the same because it's not the same. It's not the same like in terms of accomplishment for you, but it's the same because you still get a media pass. Yeah. So it's easy for me to get one, and I went to go get a PAX Prime media pass, PAX Prime, which I'm not even going to. Nice. I went to go get a media pass for that. I mean, back when I thought that I was going to be going to it, and they said that I had already missed the cutoff, and I'm like, it's January. What do you mean I missed the cutoff? And they're like, cutoff was like the middle of August last year, like before PAX Prime 2014 already happened. And I'm like, okay. So
that's insane. Yeah, EGX wasn't that bad. I'm pretty sure it was a few months ago when we did it, because I'm pretty sure that it was actually around the time that the PPL was starting. So that must have been when GBA Season 3 had just done its thing and finished. But it was before Season 4 started, so it was around that time. But I think it was before I actually got involved with the GBA channel itself, so I don't think I would have put that on my press pass. Maybe they would have helped me, I don't know. But
I never, with those things, I never know. Like, I never know. It's like, if I say I have a YouTube channel, people are like, oh, that's cool. But if I say I have a YouTube channel with roughly 125 subs, they're like, so?
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, 125 subs is hard to get.
Exactly.
But, like, the other thing about it is that it's like, there's a lot of YouTube channels with 125 subs. There are not a lot of YouTube channels with 125,000 subs. Yeah. So, like, if you bring that up, they're like, well, then you're literally in. What people don't really get unless they're in the YouTube community is how many small channels there are. Oh, yeah. Because if you break 10,000 subs, you're already in the top 1%. Yeah. Or maybe top 5%. Something like that. But what people don't understand is that for every channel with over 1,000 subs, there's about 100 channels with less than 100 subs. Exactly. Like, the number of small channels is staggering. Yeah. And especially because when you first start out, I'd say getting the first 50 to 100 subscribers is really challenging. And it's actually, I think it's probably one of the times when people give up and they don't continue with it. The people who aren't, like committed and things like that, because it's really difficult when you're making all these videos and essentially, basically no one's watching them. You're just like, why am I making videos in the first place? Like, this is pointless. Why am I even doing this? And a lot of people just give up and quit. So you have a lot of channels that are going through that phase of getting the first 50, getting the first 100, and they're just like, oh, this is so boring, I can't do it. No one's watching, it's whatever. And then they quit. But it's once you get past that and you start getting a little bit more support and a little bit more encouragement from people, that's when once you get into that like custom URL phase, like once you get past like the 500, is when people start getting a foothold and they're like, okay, I'm actually getting views. I'm actually getting, subscribers that, comment. They comment on every video and all that sort of stuff. Like for me, after 3 months, and the only reason I know this metric is because I went back, I did this thing called the quarterly review, which means after 3 months, I did a review of what the channel had done so far. And after 3 months, I had 14 subscribers, and I'm like, that's less than a subscriber per week. And I still did it. Yeah. Or that's like certainly. 1 subscriber per week, and it's like you don't think that people would bother to do that, but it's like you do it because you want to do it, and because you know that eventually you'll get there, as long as you're consistent with it and you really put the effort into it. Exactly. Yeah. It was that first bit is always really challenging, but at the same time, like, I'm not doing YouTube for views and subscribers and all that stuff. They're nice. They're not what I'm doing this for. I'm doing it because I love it. It's fun, Oh yeah, exactly. I love making videos. It's just... Nope. If somebody said I'm doing YouTube for money, I'd be like, you're gonna fail.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Because if you do it for money, people are gonna notice, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, that guy's an ass. I'm not gonna unsubscribe." No.
Exactly. Yeah.
For me, it's like, you know, if I could make like $20 a month off of this, that would be like a nice little, just like a nice little dip into my bank account. Give me like 20 extra bucks. Pay for my haircut for the month. I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Something like that. But like, if somebody said, I'm doing this so one day I can be Shady Penguin and I can live off of YouTube, I'm like, well, are you doing it because you want to be the positive influence that he is, or are you doing it because you want to support yourself playing video games? Because if that's what you want to do, you don't have to record it. You can just be a video game tester. Those guys can make like $80,000 a year. That's plenty of money. That's plenty of money.
Yeah.
If you're a video game tester, chances are you're living by yourself.
Chances are.
I'm just saying. No, but one of the things that I love about how you conduct yourself and how you on your own channel, which is, you know, doing very well. It's a very healthy channel because you make sure to maintain it that way.
Always.
And of course on the GBA channel as well. You always conduct yourself as, even though this is not your profession, you conduct yourself as professional.
Absolutely.
Which I always try to do that, like, especially when I'm doing these interviews. I try not to overstep any boundaries. I don't fish for spoilers or anything like that.
Yeah. And
I don't fish for, you know, secrets or stuff like that. And, you know, you're the same way. You're very respectful. You follow the rules, so to speak. But it's I think when you're in a community like this, where so many things are hot button topics, where just like people will go off the handle off of one thing, I think how you really conduct yourself, how professional you are, I think that's one of the things that helps you. Because I've never heard somebody say a bad thing about RhyQuinn. Never. And I think that's one of the reasons why. It's because you really make sure to conduct yourself in a very good way in this community.
Absolutely, because that's one of the things, I think, not just for YouTube or the community or whatever, but for life as a whole. Like, what's the point in, you know, I don't know if you allow swearing on this, but what's the point in pissing people off?
No. My channel is in between R and X rated.
Oh, that's good. Always good. But like, yeah, what's the point in trying to piss people off? Like, what does that give you? What does that accomplish? I'm friends with everyone. That's what I try. Because the more you put into this community, the more you get out. It's the same for anything. The more you put into something, the more you get out. So the more I invest in the community and being friends with everyone and all that stuff, the more I'm going to get out of it. And that's exactly what it is. Because I did a video when I hit 1 year on YouTube, which was in May. I did like a look back at the year of like my top 10 moments or whatever, and my number one moment was being part of the community. Like, it wasn't even a specific moment, it was a cop-out answer, but it was being part of the community, because it was the best thing about it, was this whole thing, because I invest so much in the community and being part of it and making friends with everyone, and everyone's friends back to me. Like, it's I don't understand people who don't see it that way. Like, it makes no sense to me for people to try and, you know, be trolls or, you know, piss people off or what. It makes no sense to me. Like, just be friends with everyone. Done. Simple.
I mean, I know somebody in the, well, he's not really in the community. He kind of has like his own little sub community, and he has something bad to say about everybody in the community, and I'm like, why do you have bad stuff to say about everybody? And he's like, oh, well, they all did me wrong at one point. And I'm like, well, and like, that guy's a good friend of mine. I like him a lot, and I'm sure there's some credence to what he's saying. And for those of you who are wondering, it is not Verlicify. It's not him. I love Verlicify. I think he's hilarious. It's not him. No, it's somebody he doesn't even do YouTube. He's just a guy that I know, and he has something bad to say about everybody in the community. And I'm like, well, here's the thing, dude. You're the common denominator. It's not that. I've never heard other people say bad things about person X. You're the only person that does, and that goes for the 9 other people that you're bad-mouthing, so who do you think's actually the problem here?
Yeah.
Because
doesn't make sense.
I've never heard somebody say, yeah, I hate Shady's beard. And I'm like,
Okay, I'm gonna go on record. I hate Shady's beard. No, I'm joking. To be fair though,
glorious.
I am jealous of his beard. That is what I am.
Well, I
am jealous.
I mean, how can you not be?
Exactly.
It's like a lion's mane.
I know, it's spectacular, isn't it? It's what I try and emulate with this. Mine isn't quite as good.
Yeah.
But I do try to emulate a little bit.
Nah, yours is pretty good. Mine doesn't fill in.
Mine doesn't.
It doesn't connect.
Mine is a little bit on this side.
Like yours, like on the screen, yours looks connected. Mine, I get mustache and beard. I don't get the connection though.
Yeah.
So it looks like I keep shaving it every day, and I'm like, no, it just won't grow in.
Yep. I was like that for a long time. A long time.
That's the other thing is one of the things that something that both you and I have suffered at the hands of is the busyness of Shady Penguin, because you got a chance to interview every coach that was in the playoffs except for one. Shady Penguin.
Yep.
Because he is the busiest penguin on the planet.
Yes, he is. You're not wrong.
And people constantly think that I'm like angry at Shady because I was supposed to, not that I was supposed to interview him, but he knows that I want to interview him, and he knows that I exist. It's not like I'm some random person. Like, he knows about me, and he knows, and like one time he said, oh yeah, I still owe you that interview, and I'm like, yeah, but I mean, you're Shady. There's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
And I mean, for you, I mean, it must have been the same thing. You must have been like, are you available for an interview? Nope.
Yeah.
How come? Because I have 9 things on my schedule, and I can only do one of them anyway.
Exactly. He was away initially because we had 2 weeks from when the regular season of GBA finished to when the playoffs started to get all the interviews done. But Shady was away for an entire week. He was at Nationals, and then he went to some convention, I think, as well. So he was away until like the Monday, and then the playoff videos started on the Sunday. So we had like a week to try and get it done. But obviously, he'd just been away. He was busy playing catch up from all the stuff he'd missed. Yep. And when he tried to explain to me all the stuff that he had going on, he has a really, really good work-life balance, and it's like you can't mess that up. Like, you can't just say, like, he's saying, oh, I'm gonna spend some time with my girl tonight, like, because, you know, that's important. I can't just be like, no, how dare you, let's have this interview instead. Like, that's because he's got
video games.
Exactly.
Video games are more important than real life.
Exactly. But he has such a good balance between work and life, and you can't mess that up. Like, you can't just say he is extremely busy all the time with work, and when he's not doing work, he's doing the important things in life. You know, he's spending time with his family, spending time with his girlfriend, blah 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 blah. All the stuff that you need to do, he's doing. So it's like, I'm not even slightly upset at the fact that I couldn't get into it.
I know, when people are like, oh, well, why are you mad at Shady? Or like, why are you bothering Shady? And I'm like, because, first of all, he doesn't even see me bothering him because he doesn't see anything because he's always doing something. I'm doing this because I think it's amusing to see people react to somebody who... Because here's the thing, it's not that we're insignificant, it's that he just doesn't have the time to do it. If he had the time, he'd do it. He's one of the nicest people in the community. He's one of the nicest, most genuine people. If he had the time, he'd do it. He'd do it in a heartbeat. He'd literally say, what do you need me to do? What do you need me to do? What do you need me to do? But he can't clone himself, and I'm sure he's tried. I'm sure he has bought a petri dish, some syringes, and been like, I'm going to grow another penguin.
Yes.
And I'm sure he tried. I'm sure he tried his hardest. It didn't work.
Yeah.
I think that's what Nips is. Nips is.
Oh, he's the failed attempt, is he?
Yeah.
That's a little bit unfortunate.
And I'm gonna make sure that Nips watches this. 'Cause Nips is a very close. Nips is a very close friend of mine. And I'm gonna make sure that he watches this. Nips, you are the failed cloning experiment of Shady Penguin.
I did not say that. I do not condone anything that's just been said.
No, Nips has been like my mentor throughout all of this, and I'm sure you had a mentor. Probably Magnitude was relatively close to something like that for you. But I mean, like, there's always somebody who, you know, gives you that little bit of guidance that you need. A Drive has been immensely helpful with me for me as well. I know you talked to him for the, you know, you interviewed him. He's a great guy.
Yeah, he is.
Very nice. And That's kind of like the, not talking about other people, but talking to other people. That's the main thing that I wanted to talk to you about, because that's something that we both do.
Yes.
We both have gotten the chance to talk to these people that, like, it's not that we don't deserve it or we do deserve it, it's that, like, you never think that you'd be talking to these people.
No. Absolutely.
When you like them so much. Like, I don't know how much time you have to watch other content creators, but, like, I always watch these guys, and then I'm like, hey, do you mind if I interview you for my channel? And they're like, okay. Yeah. Like, just so fast. They're so accepting and so,
absolutely
nice. They're so warm. They're so welcoming. And I'm curious, like, what sort of, like, big surprises have you had with stuff like that? What have been some of your more, like, interesting experiences with that?
Well, one of the best things I think for me was I used to do a series on my channel called the RhyQuinn, which was a Pokemon trivia game, pretty much. And I used to get people on, and I used to quiz them about Pokemon trivia stuff, and just have a bit of fun with it, and ask them some questions and things. And originally, I just got my friends, kind of things. They came on and all that stuff. Being part of the community, make friends, got those friends on, and all that stuff. And we got into season 2 of it. And I was, towards the tail end of season 1, actually, and this was around the time the D-League tournament was around, the tournament for the first season of the D-League, and I took part in the tournament, but me not knowing what the hell I was doing, promptly got 6-0'd by Fufu in the first match, and then 5-0'd in the next match.
Who proceeded to win the tournament.
Yep, that guy. Got 6-0'd by him, 5-0'd by my next opponent, and then I actually won my last game 4-0. But the reason I won that 4-0 was because Miguel, who I'd never spoken to ever before, DM'd me on Twitter, and he was like, hey, this is what you need in your last match. I was just like, okay. And I was like, okay, let me make my team real quick. And he was like, DM me about things I should have, and he was saying you need to have HP Fire on your HP Fire Mega Venusaur. And I was like, okay. And then he was in with Sylveon, switched into a Scizor, and I was just like, HP Fire. And it just double-coded him. I was like, yes. But after that, that interaction with Miguel, I managed to get him on the RhyQuinn, the show that I was doing, which was...
How bad did he
awesome.
do?
He tried.
No, because I love Miguel. I've had him on my channel, but when he... and these are his words, not mine. He is the Spanish jackass.
Yes.
And one of the things that comes with is, and I say this with as much love as possible. Nothing that I say comes from a place of hatred. Everything I say comes from a place of love. Mm-hmm. He's a bit of a scatterbrain. Yeah. Like, it's not like he's dumb. It's that he's just all over the place. Mm-hmm. He's thinking of too many things at once. And if you're trying to remember trivia, that's not the best.
Yeah. He, especially when it was a timed thing. You have 2 minutes to answer, as many questions as you can. It's very quick, fast-paced, time pressure, He tried his best. He didn't do too bad. He definitely wasn't the worst. He did pretty decent. But there was actually a couple of mistakes that were my fault as well that stopped him from getting correct answers and things like that. I misheard what he said a couple of times, and I think it was, I don't know, one of my answers I think was actually wrong because I didn't research it properly or something like that. But anyway, but that was really cool. Having Miguel on the RhyQuinn was awesome, and especially the previous episode was Fufu, which was again amazing. To have Fufu then Miguel on consecutive episodes, it was awesome because obviously I love watching these guys. I'd go out on a limb and say that Miguel was probably my favorite content creator on YouTube. Like I love watching his videos. I think he's an amazing guy. So having him and being able to interview him like I did for GBA and having him on the RhyQuinn and things like that, just being able to talk to him. I've been in like a Skype call with him a couple of times, so it's just like, it's awesome just to be able to speak with people like that. I think having that kind of interaction with people that you watch regularly is awesome. And yeah, for me,
it's people that you admire.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
It's not like they're gods to us, but it's like, but we admire them. There's something about them that we like.
Exactly.
I admire them.
Hugely respect the ethic that Miguel has towards the quality of his videos, and he always tries to put out the best quality videos. And he was saying he wanted to start his channel before, but he worked to try and get a capture card. He worked to get HD webcam and all that stuff before he even started, because he knew he wanted to have top quality videos from the get go, which I really really respect him, because
have you seen his new computer?
Oh, Optimus Prime is amazing.
That thing is terrifying.
It is. It's unbelievable.
The thing is terrifying and beautiful.
It is at the same time. And then there's me, who just has a laptop.
Same here. I just have my laptop, my microphone, and my web camera, and that is it.
Exactly. And luckily, actually, one of my really really close friends from YouTube, Jordinez, he actually sent me his capture card for free. He was just like, hey, because he stopped doing YouTube because life and things. But he was like, my capture card's sitting here gathering dust along with my webcam. Do you want them? I was just like,
yes.
How does yes sound? But it was.
Do you want them?
I mean, who would say
yes,
no? Let's
please.
be real. But he was, absolute legend. So he's allowed me to do a lot more with my channel, and Twitch streaming. I was able to stream, 3DS games and things like that, which was awesome.
Yeah.
So massive props to Jordinez for allowing that, because that, especially like I was saying with Miguel, the what I respect out of him is the high quality videos he tries to put out. I try and emulate that. I try and make the best quality videos I can make, even though I only have a laptop. I try and make the best quality videos I can. I recently switched to editing with Sony Vegas to try and make that better. Like little things like that. I try and I just try and get the best quality I can. So yeah.
I mean, I personally use Premiere, because I don't think everybody that uses Vegas actually purchased Vegas, seeing as how it's about $600. And I couldn't figure out where everybody else was getting it from. So I'm like, I'll just get Premiere. And the advantage that I have seen people saying that Premiere has is that it has much shorter render times. And for somebody like me, for me, all I have, like you, it's just the laptop. Having that shorter render time is a big help for me, because when you're rendering, your computer can't do anything else, or it'll basically just pause the rendering. It'll add about 600 minutes to it.
Exactly.
So I'm like, I should probably just keep Premiere. And I've had success with it. I don't do anything crazy fancy with my videos. I do my layouts. I do my layout changes, and that's about it.
Yeah. How long does it take you to render a video, out of curiosity? For like an average video, say like a 20-30 minute video, how long would
30 minute video, probably like 45 minutes.
Damn. Not bad.
Yeah, that's the thing about Vegas, is that Vegas takes a very long time to render.
Yeah, it does.
However, the difference is that Vegas renders out into YouTube format.
Yeah.
Premiere does not. Premiere renders out into a Windows format, like Windows Media.
Yeah.
And then you just put it through. I just put it through Handbrake.
Yeah.
Just to convert.
Honestly,
and,
I put all my videos
down.
through. I put all my videos through Handbrake anyway, just to shorten upload times and just reduce file size. I always do that.
But the thing is that like if you're really crunched for time and you want to just go directly from Vegas to YouTube, you can. You can't do that with Premiere, because it doesn't. If it does put out into that file format, I don't know how. I know it has an MPEG-4 option, but I don't think the option says like 720p, 1080p, 30 frames per second, 60 frames per second, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't think you can render out directly from Premiere to YouTube like you can with Vegas if you chose to.
Yeah.
So I think that is one of the advantages of Vegas, and why people go to it first, because you have that ability to render out directly into the YouTube format, which I think is a big help.
Yeah, absolutely. I just went to Vegas because I know a lot of my friends have Vegas, and they've actually been instructing me on how to use it and things like that, and correct render settings and color correction and all that stuff. So I knew I could get a lot of support if I switched that. So that's the main reason why I did it.
One of the things that I know about Vegas is that it is the standard in the community.
Yeah.
And so, like, if I was using it, I know I could. There are 90 people that I could instantly say, "How do I do this?" And they'd be like, 1, 2, 3, done.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, it wouldn't take that long.
Yeah.
But I do want to thank you so very much for joining me here. I'm sure I'll have you back on again.
Absolutely.
I'm planning on having you and a bunch of other people like A Drive, Crimson, hopefully Shady, and some other people, having them on after the GBA season is over.
Mm-hmm.
For a variety of reasons, primarily because, it'll be the end of the GBA season, so they'll have a little more downtime.
Yeah.
But
well, Shady's just starting with the UCL now, isn't he? So.
Well, I don't think the UCL is going to be as intense.
Well,
I think it's going to be a lot more relaxed because there's so many people in it. There's 16 people in it. There's 15 weeks straight of battling.
Yeah.
I don't think people are going to take it as seriously as the GBA. I'd be kind of surprised if they did, but they might. But basically the way that the end of these work is that you do your outro, then I do mine. If you do not have an outro, one will be provided for you. Just like if you commit a crime, and if you don't have a lawyer is provided to you.
I do have one, but it is just one word. So, that's the thing. It's just one word.
Go for it.
Are you ready? This is going to be great.
Yeah.
Toodaloo. That's it.
Alright, I want to thank you guys so very much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure you have a like, comment, and subscribe down below. It's very much greatly appreciated. Make sure to go check out my friend RhyQuinn. I had so much fun talking to this guy
too,
because what some of the people here don't realize is that we have the same issues with the people in this community because we talk to like all the same people in this community, and Miguel and Nips are gonna. Well, Nips is gonna come kill me, and Miguel is gonna come kill you.
Awesome.
So, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
But make sure to go check out RhyQuinn. He's a really great guy. He's a great content creator. Again, these are selfish of mine. I go to check out my favorite content creators, and my favorite thing to watch of his is, of course, his interviews on the GBA channel. So links to those, of course, will be in the description as well. But again, thank you guys so very much for watching. It means so much that you take the time out of your day to watch me ramble and babble. I can't even say words right. I want to get out of here. Best luck out there. I will see you all soon. Goodbye.
Toodaloo.
Toodaloo!